it going, everybody? It's me, Amaz the Storyteller, back at you with a brand new video, and today we will be talking about Bruce Lee in the Legends of the Past series. Woo! Now, it wouldn't be a Bruce Lee video if I didn't do a little you know what I'm saying? Some of that. Now, what he's actually doing when he's making those noises is it's actually a breathing technique. He throws sound in there to kind of throw off the opponent, so the opponent doesn't know what he's up to. He's slowing his breathing down, trying to get his heart rate so that he can control the rotation when he starts the movement in the power. Okay, so watching his stance right here, you see how his fist is lowered and he's got one towards the jaw. That's a standard Kung Fu stance. Okay, so what he's planning on doing is he's planning to use his left fist for redirection and then turn his hips to gain the rotation, to gain the power with his right to counter. That's what that is right there. Now, if you watch Bruce Lee fight in Enter the Dragon, whoops, sorry, that was from my John Henry video, go check that out, plug. But if you haven't seen Enter the Dragon, I highly recommend you watch it. Bruce Lee is incredible in it. Chuck Norris is great. All the actors do a really good job. For a 1970s movie, it's incredible, right? But I wanted to talk about there's Bruce Lee as a troll. Hey, Bruce. But I wanted to talk about a little bit of Bruce Lee's physique, biomechanics, and really why he was so good at what he did. Now, one of the things that Bruce Lee was incredible at was his quick twitch muscle movement, right? His motor skills. His motor skills were subpar to none, right? Nobody could touch Bruce Lee, even today, as far as motor skill goes and body control. And I think this has to do with a lot of rigorous training he did. So he would do a ton of calisthenics, a ton of stance, and lots of holds. Planking would be nothing to this guy, okay? His stamina would be second to none. He does so much incredible feats for body training, right? And he can do so much with his body weight compared to strength. It's incredible, right? And he used that to his advantage in martial arts. So essentially what he would do is he would hop from foot to foot. This starts the inertia status, okay? So he's moving, and he uses that along with his quick twitch muscles in order to cause a rotation in speed. So if you watch his feet move, he hops from one foot to the other very, very quickly. It looks like both feet are hitting the ground, but if you slow it down enough, you can see that what's actually happening here is that both feet are not, they're touching the ground one at a time, right? And his right foot normally lands first, then his left. And he's timing it. So when his opponent moves, Bruce Lee is already ready to counter. So as soon as his opponent moves, Bruce Lee's right foot lands because he's constantly hopping again, and it starts that rotation, right? If you watch his hips, the right foot comes in for a kick, and his left foot is stable, or vice versa. Okay, again, Bruce Lee's incredible at body control, but he starts inertia. So an object in motion stays in motion. In the sense of fighting, that is a practical concept, okay? So he's using that to his advantage, but he's timing it in a way that is so quick his opponent's not expecting it. Bruce Lee is a counter fighter. He is not going to attack you first. He is going to wait until you run and use your own force against you. Hence the practicality of his martial arts. Okay, as you can see here, his opponent is above the ground from a kick. Bruce Lee is not going to kick somebody and them go flying. I'm sorry, no human can do that. Not really. Maybe if you had a 100-pound man and the mountain from Game of Thrones, it might be possible. But no, Bruce Lee was using this man's force against him. Now, obviously, this man's probably pulled by a cable, as you can see on the back of his clothing there. But if Bruce Lee were to really make somebody go flying, he would use their force against them, right? Causing them to go somewhere to the left or to the right, not directly backwards. Okay, so it is possible to do that. Now, Bruce Lee studied a bunch of martial arts, and I'm not going to talk about all of that because you can go to multiple videos. I'm going to throw in what I know, and what I know is that Bruce Lee is a master at mobility, okay? He is so good with his motor skills, it's insane, right? Look at that body control and flexibility. Look at how his foot is facing, completely just incredible, right? Oh, I love Bruce Lee so much. But right here, you can see that, actually I think these are stunt doubles. I don't know why they might be stunt doubles, but that's okay. Alright, So right here's a perfect example of what I was talking about. So he waited for his opponent to run up, the guy on the right, and Bruce Lee hopped and then kicked. That hop started the power in inertia, and he just followed through with the momentum to conserve energy, right? Because he's expending energy from that quick hopping he does. But he's done enough training to build up his ATP and metabolic rate to where he's digesting so slowly that he can conserve power at the same time. So really, it's explosive, it's intelligent, and timing is key with Bruce Lee, right? Whenever you watch, there's a video online of his only fight ever recorded, and it's brilliant, right? You see him counter, never ever letting his opponent get to him, however letting his opponent come to him, right? And that was Bruce Lee's specialty. The man was incredible at countering. Again, he's not going to attack you. It's not Bruce Lee's style. That shouldn't be anybody's style. Martial arts are meant to defend and protect and can be an art of self-expression. They are not meant to harm others. And Bruce Lee shows that in his fights. Even in his fight scenes, he shows that, right? Now he does go after Chuck Norris and Enter the Dragon, and that's about, right? They're circling each other, you know, and here comes the age-old question. Could Bruce Lee really do a lot of damage to modern-day fighters? That's the age-old question, right? Could Bruce Lee make it in MMA or UFC or World Fighting Championships, you know, those? I think he would do well in his weight class. Now, would he be the best? Probably not. And the reason I say that is because if you watch how fast he moves, he's losing a lot of power when he does that. He's not going to be the strongest striker, and he's not going to be the strongest hitter, and I haven't seen him do any holds necessarily. Now, that's not to say he couldn't defend himself. I'm just saying when it comes to another pro fighter, they're on a different level, and they'll do whatever it takes, and love taps aren't going to knock him out. Now, could Bruce Lee knock out an opponent? He has enough knowledge to do so, right? He has the lever system, he knows all about it, he knows how to increase the fulcrum into rotation to get maximum power, right? So he can do that. I'm not saying he can't, I'm just simply saying that he might not be number one if he chose that route, but there's a big fat ass, big booty Judy is coming to stop this conversation. Bruce Lee will never know because he never fought anybody. He protected, if anything, right? And I think that's an important concept. Could he redirect and throw some judo in there? Absolutely. Could he really piss you off by never touching the man? Absolutely, right? So Bruce Lee was incredible at that, and this wouldn't be a great video unless I mentioned the jumpsuit. Oh my god, I gotta get me one of these. Now, Bruce Lee has taken on so many fighters in movies, and the incredible thing about his mobility is that any type of fighter struggles against him because he's faster, and they can't counter as fast as he can, right? So if you throw a right jab and I use my right hand to make you go all the way past my body and use that same right hand to grab a hold of your chin, throw you in, and headlock you with my left, that was just pure game. That was just me. Bruce Lee would have gotten like 10 taps in there to really discombobulate you and then get you in that hold and snap your neck, right? He would use so much more with so much less in a fight, okay? And it depends who he's fighting against. I mean, if you want size does matter, guys. In a fight, size really does matter. And you need to learn how to take down the bigger guys, which I'm sure Bruce Lee knows, not being a big guy himself. I'm sure Bruce Lee knows how to redirect force and get them on the ground as soon as possible so that they can get leverage in a fight. Bruce Lee knows that, okay? But if the big guy knows that Bruce Lee's going to try that, he is obviously going to stick to striking, and that's where he would win. Okay, so that being said, it all comes down to really the various martial arts that Bruce Lee has learned, right? I don't know what he's learned. I'm just simply looking at this from the way he moves. And the way he moves is so incredible. He uses momentum plus speed and power. It's just incredible. I'm just gassed by his. It's just amazing. That jumpsuit gets me every time. Let's see if I have another one. Nope, I don't have another one. But yeah, guys, that's Bruce Lee, Legend of the Past video. I love this man. He's really just an incredible inspiration. You guys should really look into his story because it's incredible how he came from just a nobody in China. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He's been a big deal since he was a kid, okay? He's been training his entire life to be the best, and he truly is. I know I shit on him a little bit, but the truth is he is the best at what he did, and that was entertain us with martial arts. And he says be like water. Be fluid like water, right? And that concept alone is just incredible, right? Be loose, but hold your form at the same time, you know, and wow, just Bruce Lee's just an amazing guy. He has touched the hearts of so many, and it was sad that he had such an untimely death. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a lot of fluids in my mouth right now. I just got done working out. But it could. Leave a suggestion down below on who you want the next Legends of the Past to be. I love this series. I'm going to go back to the Cryptid series next, but I'd like to post 3 a week, and I'm trying to get them out as fast as I can so that I can keep you guys entertained. Love you all. Amaze the Storyteller. Out.